Hello everyone, my name is Rani and I teach at the University of Adelaide's English Language Centre. Today I'm going to share with you an idea that is sure to make your students evolve from less confident language learners to increasingly confident performers. Yes, you heard me right, confident performers. So this idea involves getting your students to perform for an audience. One of the staples we language teachers use quite often in class is the role play, and I'm going to show you how you could take the humble role play to a completely different level. So here is what I usually do. I put my students in random groups of 4 and give them a theme. The theme in the example scene here is beginnings and endings. When I gave my students this task, I told them that they had to write a play that had 4 characters in their groups. It had to be at least 4 minutes long and had to have multiple scenes. The students were told that they would be performing it to another class and that they were competing for the coveted Jeep Oscar. An activity that brings out friendly competition and rivalry is always a sure recipe for success. Now, JEEP refers to the General English for Academic Purposes program that I teach at the University of Adelaide. Let me give you a brief idea of how our terms at JEEP work so you can see what students did achieve and can achieve in a relatively short time. Each term runs for 5 short weeks and we generally cover 3 units in a term. Most classes are shared by 2 teachers who each do 1 unit in the first 4 weeks and the 3rd unit is shared by both in week 5. So my students received this task on Monday, week 4, after their tests. Students were given some time to work on their plots and scripts on Tuesday and were then asked to email their scripts to me by Friday. As you can see here, the plays were performed on Tuesday the following week. Here is part of what one of the groups came up with. This group had 3 male students and a female student, and they cleverly adapted a joke from their course book. Please note that this is the corrected version and a couple of the expressions used here were suggested and explained to the group by me. Now let's watch part of the action.
During the action in a desert island where 3 men are shipwrecked with little to survive on.
Oh look! What's that? Is it a bottle?
I don't care. I'm hungry. I just want something to eat.
What if some food is in the bottle? Let's catch it before it drifts away.
Okay. Oh. Have a look.
No. What is that? I can see any food there.
Oh. There is something in there though. Something tiny as in... Wow, what's it? Open it! Open it! 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Last freedom. Oh, thank you for letting me.
Oh my God! Who are you?
I'm Ginny. Thank you for letting me free. A long time ago, I was stuck in the bottle by an angry monster. Thank you for letting me free. Okay, I will grant you a raise each as my thank you gift.
Really?
Yeah!
What? Why are you so excited?
Okay, so 3 wishes, really?
Yeah, sure. Ginny never lied. So who is first? What did you wish?
Me? I want to live here with $1 million.
Sure?
Yeah.
You're wasting my comment. Okay.
Impressive?
Oh, it's nice.
Look at this group's creativity. These placards were all their idea. Here's yet another group. These students are completely getting into the spirit of performing despite being older than your average university student. And of course, the winning team enjoying the limelight as the proud recipients of the Jeep Oscar. I have always received positive feedback from my students after such performances. As you can read here, students say that they not only found the activity a lot of fun and memorable, but useful too. So this is why I think getting your students to perform is a bright idea. And there are benefits for not only the performers, but for the observing class too. While it gives the performers good speaking practice, a sense of achievement, and no doubt builds their confidence, it motivates the observers and also helps them in their language learning. Well, if you find it a little daunting to undertake a task that doesn't finish off in one class and requires you to go through scripts and rehearse with different groups, you could start off by teaching your students an English song and perhaps then get them to perform it for another class. Or perhaps even to the public in Rundle Mall. Here's an example of an all Japanese class performing Michael Jackson's Heal the World to a junior primary class. And this is how much fun my students had performing Aussie Jingle Bells. But if you would rather stick to what you are meant to teach, well, you could still get your students to perform. I bet you've used songs to teach grammar before. You could get your students to rewrite the lyrics, practice their new versions, and then perform them to the original tune. You'll be amazed to see how creative your students can get. Let's look at an example. I taught my students the second conditional using the song If I Had $1 Million by Bare Naked Ladies. I then put them in two groups and asked them to come up with their own versions of what they would do if they had $1 million. Well, mine would buy a helicopter and even clothes. And they absolutely enjoyed performing their versions. Well, I hope I have convinced you to encourage your students to get creative in class. You can definitely make them confident performers. It's not about how good your students are in singing and acting. It's about the confidence such activities will give them and how much of an improvement you will see in their language acquisition. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much for watching.